Portugal reportedly at 94%, Spain 85%, Luxembourg 79%, Russia 73%, Ukraine 70%, mid-range, Finland 55, Cuba 55, Belgium 53, France 51, Sweden 50, the US 45, the UK 41%, lower, Japan 35, Turkey 25, Brazil 21, Mexico 17%, Egypt 17%, Iran 14%, Tajikistan 10%, Vietnam 7%, and then India at just 1%. So, what's going on? First, quick reality check. These divorce rates often aren't the percent of all marriages that end in divorce. In many charts, it's the number of divorces registered in a year compared to the number of marriages registered that same year. That can spike in places where fewer people are marrying, but more are divorcing, or dip where lots of people are marrying, but not necessarily divorcing yet. It's a snapshot, not a lifetime odds calculation. Second, definitions vary wildly. Some countries count separations differently. Some have religious and civil systems. Some undercount rural or informal marriages. So don't read these numbers as apples to apples. But even with caveats, the pattern is interesting. Higher reported divorce in many Western developed countries. Lower in parts of Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Why? A few big forces. Law and policy. Where divorce is simpler and faster, more people formalize splits, money, and independence. When women have higher labor force participation and financial autonomy, divorce tends to be more accessible. Social norms. In places where divorce carries heavy stigma for either partner or their families, people may avoid it or live separately without filing. Marriage trends. If fewer people marry and more cohabit, the divorce rate can look high because it's compared to a smaller marriage base. Age at marriage. Marrying older is linked to more stability, but it also means fewer marriages overall. Now India's 1%. Part of the shock is about measurement. Many Indian couples separate without legally divorcing. Social stigma is real, especially for women, and community pressure to stay married is strong. Legal proceedings can be slow and costly. Extended family systems can buffer conflict. Or add pressure to keep the marriage. Arranged marriages often match on caste. Arranged marriages often match on community. Arranged marriages often match on economic compatibility, which can reduce certain conflict points. Urban versus rural. Cities report more divorces than villages. The national average is pulled way down by huge rural populations. Also, trends shift. In India's metros, divorces and separations have been rising from a low base as more people marry later. Move for work. Prioritize personal compatibility. At the same time, in parts of Europe and the US, fewer people